everyone.
Hello.
So excited. We're watching the start up now. Everybody's here.
Oh, boom, just like
there
that.
we go.
That's such a tiny screen for us.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Whitney. This is our second live discussion. I always get weirded out when it goes 3, 2, 1, and then 0. Like, oh yeah, an intro. We are here at Pioneer Park, behind the playground. You can see the pool right over here. We are here every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Today's discussion is going to continue off of
Last week's
discussion, which was about
time management, being mindful of your time, and budgeting out your energy. And well, we talk a lot about scheduling last.
yes.
How to schedule time and the different nuances that we find ourselves using in order to do so. So this week we're stepping into goal setting and manifesting, and they are, equal parts one and the same and opposites. So it'll be a good discussion to get into, as well as actually like starting a goal. We're gonna start small though, baby steps.
You can't say that? Is that
I don't know
okay?
if you can't see that. It's
Oh.
like baby steps move the way down.
Today we're filming on Braden's computer, so we got like a little bit better picture video thing, and hopefully we can see when you guys comment and interact better.
Oh yeah, see, we got a comment section right there. That's dope.
Yes. Maybe we don't need this. We don't want to see it anyways.
I love it. Well, it's easier to be able to pull it in. Check it out. Oh, hey, look at that. It's us.
We got a person. My phone says we have a person. See, what the heck? The computer doesn't say. Corey, hi. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, why doesn't it say?
I don't know. There's a huge lag in the phone, but it's cool. That's super distracting.
That's super distracting. Alright, so where do we want to start? Do we want to start on the manifesting end of things, or do we want to start on the goals? I think we should end on goal setting. Like, it'll tie itself in. But if we end on that goal setting, then we can have that fresh in our mind as we move on to the rest of our week. Yeah.
What is manifesting to you?
To me, manifesting.
What does it mean? What is it? How do you do that?
I think the essence of manifesting really is perspective. Now, it's easy to just put it all down to one word of perspective, but there's a lot that entails perspective. There's your self-belief, there's willingness of letting go and surrendering to what's around you. It's looking for the opportunities and acting on them, keeping your thoughts in alignment with your actions and your words. If you're saying it, it means you're thinking it. And if you're thinking it and you're saying it, then you should be doing it, because you can't manifest without being in alignment. It creates stuckedness, if you will.
That felt like a lot of big words. So when I think of manifesting, I get a little woo-woo. Manifesting, when I hear it, I think of thinking about what you want and thinking it into existence is like a simple way to explain it, but it is so much more than that, because you can't just think things into existence. Like, I want an apple. It's red, it's round. It's here. It's not. No, you gotta get up and go get your apple. So how do you manifest and make things happen? When I think of manifesting, I think of what you want, what makes you happy, what brings you passion.
Okay.
Chase your passions. Life is supposed to feel good. It just is. That's what life is.
Or
life is being here,
or
the experience.
Should, as well as things that are pertinent for progress in your life. It might be something that you've wanted to do. You don't really have a desire because it's gonna be a rocky ride, but you can use the powers of manifestation, if you will, to be able to navigate that difficulty and find a way to bring it to fruition in a way that can be, equal parts joyous as well as painful, because that's what growth is. It's pain. It's a little bit of suffering.
It's all about perspective.
Oh, yes, you're right.
It's all about perspective.
And it shifts as you go along. You start to find better, more positive perspectives that allow for you to find the flow you're looking for. Because, think about it. Like, when you're angry about something, it's how you're perceiving things. When you're happy about something,
you are in a negative space, so you will have
negative energy thoughts.
The words escape me. Like a polarity energy, so you will not be open to the good things. So if you are going to manifest something, you need to put yourself in that energy, as a sense. Some people say you need to believe that it already exists in you, or you already have it. You believe it's here. You are bringing that energy, the positive energy, the feeling of what it feels like to already have it. So you're bringing that energy to you. You have to live in the vibration where you can receive the good things.
Yes, but then you've also got to be open to those opportunities that present themselves. Because you got to remember,
Yes.
Whenever you take an opportunity and you let it pass you by, you are telling the universe, no thank you, that's not what I want. But then you're in your mind thinking, hey, no, I want this, so the universe brings you another opportunity. But it's not something that you want, because you're in conflict, like, I want to be able to journal, and I'll touch back more on that later. But if I want to journal, but I'm not actively journaling, I'm not taking the opportunity to write things down, whether it's just 10 minutes a day or it's having somebody that wants you to take notes for your discussion group, because that helps you be able to do the things and be set up and successful, right? Like, if I'm not doing those things, but I'm thinking them, the universe is going to put you in a state of conflict. And eventually, if you push enough of those opportunities away, you're not going to have them anymore, because actions speak louder than words, right? Like, we all know that. Opportunities will only present themselves so many times before it's just a hard no at that point. And then it's hard to find those opportunities. And it's hard to push forward, and you've dug yourself a deeper hole. And then you've got to humble yourself a whole lot more than you would have had to in the beginning, and then, rinse and repeat.
Still thinking about perspective. I was trying to find a way to tie it into what you were saying.
And not only that, here's another thing. Remembering that being positive about something does not mean you have to be happy. Doesn't mean you have to have joyous feelings. It's just being positive, seeing things as a better outcome versus a negative outcome. It's not all sunshines and roses. Sunshines and butterflies.
You have enjoyed the journey to get there.
Yep, you do.
If you come at it from a point of, where is it? I'm still looking for it. Missing. It's still missing. Still missing. Still waiting for it to show up.
Working in an expectant manner.
Then you won't be so open to what pops up on the journey along the way. It might be uncomfortable. It might be what you didn't think you were going to do, you didn't want to do, you're trying to avoid. But you might find that the things you thought you wouldn't like, you actually enjoyed along the way. And the journey was more meaningful to get to what you wanted. You had to work through that journey to be ready to receive what you wanted.
Right, actually, I like that, because I was literally just thinking, reminding yourself that what you're experiencing now isn't like the ultimate end. You don't get your end result at the beginning, is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
And to remember that, like, you got to break it down into bits and pieces. I'm kind of seeing that with this whole work progress of my life, and seeing all the different bits and pieces and how all of my different work experiences culminating together for hopefully one last final Who knows? You know, I'm only 30, 32, 33 yet. But yeah, you know.
Be
So,
grateful.
yeah.
Be grateful along the way. Thank you for this opportunity to do the scary thing that I didn't think that I was gonna be able to do, but I want to do because I'm gonna do it.
You know, a really good trigger for that feeling is when you're feeling like you don't want to do the thing, to just say challenge accepted. The moment you say those words out loud, think them in your head, speak them out loud, it's really hard to argue against doing the thing that needs doing. You know, like at that point, you've already said it, you've affirmed it, challenge accepted. Ready
This
to
is
go.
a chance to show up for yourself and
Yeah.
bring that thing that you wanted to you.
And that's a beautiful thing about manifesting, is you really are showing up for yourself. You're choosing you and you're giving yourself a voice. And when you do those things, you know, you build a lot of self-confidence, you build a lot of self-respect. It's easier to teach others how to do the same for themselves. That whole you teach people how to treat you really just flows, and you're not so angry at people. It's easier to understand them, especially when you start reflecting on all the things you go through and all the different ways it could have gone, and all the ways you've seen it gone with other people. Building that perspective.
Yeah.
But
Part of the thing that frustrates me about when some people talk about manifesting, they do it in a way that they're not going to be happy until they achieve that. So until you get this thing, then you can let yourself be happy.
oh yeah, sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to be unhappy until I get this thing because my life isn't complete. So you need to find the joy along the way.
Otherwise, you're just chasing.
Yeah.
And that's really like the difference in manifesting and chasing is like, are you enjoying it along the way, or are you trying to get to that next thing as quick as possible so you can get to the end result? And there's really never an end result because you're always evolving, changing, and growing,
you-
expanding.
Putting off your happiness until you complete the thing.
And I think it's recognizing that, like, your true happiness really does just come from being able to get joy out of any experience. Like, finding what can make you happy about what you're doing or what you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be like an awesome, oh, joy happy, but it could be just like a graded kind of happiness. Like, better this than having to deal with that, because that would put me in such a pickle. And this sucks, I'm between a rock and a hard spot, but I can handle that. You know? Mentally, emotionally, fiscally.
The more you practice gratitude, the easier it is to let yourself be happy in the moment.
Remembering
Looking
that
for the silver lining, just being
and that silver lining being
attracting the
just
positive energy. You have to let go of the negative. It's not like you can't be upset about something happening.
And you've got to surrender. You've got to surrender the idea of control. The more you try to control your situation, the more specific you get with it, the more you're tangled up in the strings and you can't move and you feel tight and stuck. But if you can let go of needing to have control, you will see the options that are available to you. You will see how the flow of the chaos in your life is really going. And when you can see that flow, you can learn how to interact with it. You know which direction what is going. So it's more like guiding not just yourself, but those around you to be able to do the things that need doing. But a lot of that is really just by letting go, seeing the opportunities and taking them, saying the little words to people that you know are going to affect them. All with the intent of trying to get to where you're going and help people grow.
There's this odd visualization in my head of being like in the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
So like, it's not that life has to be happy all the time, or that it's going to be happy all the time and nothing bad happens, or you don't get angry or frustrated. You can, but you can live in the eye of the storm while all this is happening around you and let it go. It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to control you.
You don't have to feel buffeted by the winds when you're in the eye of the storm.
Yes. Yes.
And then you have a clear path. You know where you can go and where you can't go, and what opens up to you and what doesn't. Eventually that storm disappears and you get to see for miles. But you know, those are your respite periods. Those are your moments to be able to relax and enjoy the fruit of your labors before you step into another round of it. Like, so that's like another thing that goes into this, is those moments where you feel really antsy, nothing's happening, you feel stagnant, you feel stuck. You got to remember, you're not stuck, you're taking a breather. You're sitting in the slow eddies of the river where things take their time getting back into the flow. And that's just so that way you can absorb and catch up on everything that you've been through. Because sometimes them stores will last for months, sometimes for years. You know?
Yeah. I find that when I'm feeling, I don't know, stagnant in the middle of my journey, it's a good time to meditate or just stop and maybe just go over the things that you feel you've done better than with lately,
And write it
and
down.
write it down and give yourself grace, because it might feel like you're falling back or you messed up or you fell off the wagon, but it's part of the journey. Just keep going forward.
And the beautiful thing about being able to write stuff
Life
down,
is messy, and that's what makes it so fucking beautiful.
when you write things down, we're human. We don't remember. I definitely don't remember the conversations that I have throughout the week without like key reminders. So when you take the time to write things down, it also gives you the ability to go back and reflect. And here's a beautiful thing: when you've gotten 6 months to a year into writing whatever version of consistently you can come up with, you know, even if it's just once a month, you will start to see a pattern of what you're doing and what's going on in your life. And it'll show you where you're at in your manifestation and what needs doing in order for manifestation to come to fruition. And now I have a strong why for journaling.
Woo!
Shablam.
Hi, Sam.
Blur.
I hope you're doing better than you were earlier. Love you.
Alright. So, I know you can go back and watch this, but we've just been talking about manifesting and all the better parts of it, and breaking it down into its finer parts. So if you have the opportunity, you should go back and watch it from the
You
beginning.
can bullet point back over. Manifesting. Life is supposed to be fun. Chase your joy. Chase your joy. The things that make you happy. When you go to manifesting, it's not to punish yourself. It's because there's something that you're passionate about that makes you a little bit more happy. Whatever it may be. And maybe along the way, chasing what you thought was going to bring you more, along the way you find something else. So enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. And if the ride gets rocky and turbulent, then just sit back and observe.
Yeah, no kidding. Allow
Just watch
yourself
it
to see
happen.
it.
This is happening, and either it's going to turn my boat the way it's supposed to be facing, because, you know, I think I know, but obviously I don't. So let it just steer you.
Oh, that's beautiful. And at some point, you're going to pick up on what needs to happen next. And then, you know, just allow yourself to act on it.
Be open to
Your intuition
what is going
isn't
to happen next.
your intuition isn't infallible, but it is your higher self speaking to you. And when you can get to a point of trusting yourself enough to trust that gut feeling, after a while it becomes you know, as perfect, as close to perfect as you can become, with being able to understand what it is that you're trying to be told by yourself. But every time that you have your intuition and you don't act on it, you're not trusting yourself. You're basically telling yourself you're wrong, or you could be wrong. And it doesn't build a level of trust with self. And if you can't build a level of trust with yourself, then you're going to be in a stuck state of like wishy-washiness, indecisiveness. You know, we already deal with enough indecisive things in this world. Like what
When
to
you
eat.
don't show up for yourself, you get disappointed in yourself and you trust yourself less.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do show up for yourself, you build more trust in
And then
trusting yourself.
that ties back into grace. You've got to give yourself grace when you
Yes.
aren't completely on the mark with your intuition. That's a miscommunication, if you will, between self and self. And you got to learn to build that connection and have that communication and that understanding and build the trust.
I like to tell people they should treat themselves like their best friend treats them. So, to all my friends out there,
Not
The
that
things that you say to yourself.
matter.
Is that something I would say to you, or would I come up to you and tell you, "Hey, you're doing good. You tried. You did good. It's okay. We can do it together next time. You did better than you did last time."
And that's what counts.
Treat yourself like your best friend, because you are your best friend. Nobody else has you but you. Nobody else can make you feel any way but you.
You have the power.
You have the power.
I have the power. Where's my sword?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to jump into more of the goal setting of things. So I posted on the group, what you call it, the SMART acronym, which I'm going to steal from Whitney over here because I did not write things down like I should have. SMART: specific goals, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound.
SMART. Smart.
And to give an example, I chose journaling, like I've been discussing, because it's something that I want to do. So my specific goal is to become more proficient at writing to myself. Oh, that's the other thing about journaling. It can be a letter to you. You can leave little notes to yourself to come back to later on in life. Anyway, I digress. Measurable. I want to be able to write down every day in my journal. And to make that achievable, I want to set a goal of 10 minutes. I want to be able to write for 10 minutes. If I can write longer than that, awesome. But 10 minutes gives me time to think about what I want to write about, as well as write it down. And you don't have to hold a lot of expectation for what you're writing down this time around, because you're just starting. That's the other thing. Don't hold expectation when you're starting off your goals, because that's a great fast track to disappointment. Like, the moment you start your goal and you've got your whole thing lined out, from there it's having fun with it, doing the baby steps. It's okay if you don't nail it on the first try. It's just getting a feel for this goal, and as you get a feel for it, your goals are going to change. They're going to realign, because you're going to see what you actually need versus what you thought you need, and act accordingly. So achievable. What did I have? Measurable, achievable. I want to do this for 10 minutes a day. Relevant. The relevancy of this is just another way to be able to communicate with self, for me. And then time bound. 2 weeks. I want to do this goal for 2 weeks. If I never pick this up again afterwards, then that's on me. But I got a taste of it, and eventually it'll come back at some point in my life, and I'll pick it up again, and I'll get a little bit farther, or I'll just run with it because that 2 weeks was enough. But there's no this goal must make it a habit. You're just here to learn and experience, get a taste for things. Some things you do like, some things you don't. So this is going to be what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks. I encourage you to take this SMART acronym and apply it to
A goal that you would like to set.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be a big goal. Make it small. Make it inconsequential. Something that really isn't going to affect you in a negative way if you don't accomplish it. But something that's inspiring enough to really just give it a go and see what happens. What about you?
I don't really have a goal ready for today.
I'm sorry, that's my bad. I dropped the ball. I should have told you. Though it was very last minute. for me,
But
too.
I do have some experience, I guess, I can share on
Oh, I like that.
the goal that I set
Do it.
previously. If you would like to, you can go find me on TikTok, and I tried to do a video of me trying to complete my goals for a couple weeks. I think I tried to do it every day, and yeah. Anyways, the goal I set was trying to get up in the morning and go to bed at night, and I had 5 little things that I would do in the morning to make myself feel more relaxed and ready to face the day instead of so anxious in the morning. And then I had 5 things I was supposed to do at night before I went to bed to make sure to set myself up for success. And when I started setting that goal, I followed this curriculum that somebody else set, and I held myself to it steadfast, and I was so freaking mad at myself and disappointed in myself when I didn't complete all of them. And then, talking to a friend, I was reminded to give myself grace. And, you know, maybe there's certain things on these goals that have in the morning that I'm struggling with that I'm not resonating with. So maybe adjust them to what makes more sense while you're trying them out. Like, what? I could change them? Flex it? Who's flexible around me?
I've got
What?
options.
Oh my gosh. That sounds so exciting. So, as you're setting the goals, maybe you're finding what you really resonate with, and maybe there's something that you just
Doesn't
can't get
vibe.
past because it just doesn't matter that much to you, and that's okay. We don't all have to be the same. We don't have to fit in a box.
That's the beautiful thing about learning people's processes. Everybody's got a formula for what's successful for them in any given environment. And we all crave that knowledge, but we all forget that knowledge, we crave it because it gives us a starting point. It is not the end all be all of the success in that area. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that run into it and they realize that it's awesome and it works for them, and then you're going to see it all over TikTok and Facebook and Instagram because they think they found the golden, you know, the golden rod of truth, if you will. But at the end of the day, like, everybody's truth is a variant of your own, so you have the capability and the joy of making it your own. You can borrow from several processes as well as make up some along the way. So, you know, like the things that we talk about here really is food for thought. It's there to tantalize the brain and come up with new ways to live life.
Yeah, and I found a lot of joy, and I think at the end I stuck to 3. And one of the things at night was turning my phone off or keeping my phone out of my room. That made it a lot easier for me to go to bed at night. And the waking up in the morning, I lost my train of thought.
The 3 things that you kept in your routine.
Oh, the videoing. I was trying to do a video of the things I struggled with and the things that worked for me. And I got real upset that I didn't do videos every single day. And through giving myself grace, it's like, you know, on the days I did it, I did a really good job. And I enjoyed making them. And that's what mattered.
Right.
So, the videos I did make, I felt really proud of, and I don't know, just finding the joy in it, because it was more like a punishment for me, and I had to turn it into something fun.
And fun doesn't mean it has to be like recreationally fun. You know, it's not fun like going to a camp out or parties with friends or movies or anything like that. Fun is really just like, I don't know, in my opinion, what makes you want to think more about the thing. In a
Childish
positive
like
way.
fun.
Yeah, discovery.
The getting up in the morning and high-fiving the mirror and
That's a good
and
idea.
taking 10 minutes for myself. It wasn't a punishment to get up early. It was for me to relax and give myself some time before the kids and the chaos and going to bed at night. It wasn't a punishment to keep my phone away from me. It was refocusing back to finding my rhythm.
Which makes you more mindful
Yeah.
about what's going on in your
Instead
life.
of playing on your phone, meditate at night. It's not a punishment. It's for me. It's
And-
going to be fun.
Here's the beautiful thing, you know, you don't have to subtract your phone from the meditation. You're just taking a break. You could be death scrolling. Take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes to do a self-meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be an moment. It can literally it's self-reflection. Think about your day. Think about something that's just a little bit heavy on your mind and give it a little attention. And it
There's
doesn't
so
have to
many
be a
different
lot.
guided meditations you could do.
Oh, yeah. Those
On
are fun.
Spotify, on YouTube. Make it more intentional. Make your nighttime routine more intentional. That's what it was for me.
Find a podcast that makes you think.
But one thing that I did do, I'm pretty proud of. If you ever went back and watched our other live, something that I haven't been doing that I wanted to do was plant sunflowers, and I went and got sunflower seeds. So, I guess if I were to think about the next 2 weeks in the videos, I want to be more intentional about my garden. So I'm gonna do the weeding, and I haven't done that.
Can you break it down with us?
Okay. A specific goal. I don't know how to specify it. I'm going to be planting my sunflowers, and they will all be in the ground before Friday night. Before Friday night, my flowers are going to be in the ground. I don't know about measurable.
For measurable, are you going to just keep it to these flowers, or are you going to expand?
I have tomatoes.
So are you going to
And I
start those as well?
They're already going.
Oh, they're already going.
They were given to me.
Oh, see, so you just gotta upkeep them, right?
I'm taking care of them.
Okay, so maybe your specific goal is planting and caring for your plants.
I'm going to be able to see the measurable
Results
come,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
Achievable. I'm going to have sunflowers this year.
Well, an
I mean, this
achievable
is an achievable goal.
very much an achievable goal.
The relevance is getting back into gardening. I love gardening. Gardening is one of my passions, and that's one of the ways that I meditate, through the weeding, and it just brings me so much joy. And to set aside specific time for myself that I know brings me joy, and I don't do it. Come on, Whitney. Ugh, time bound.
Well, you know, how long do those plants go for?
It takes 75 days for them to pop up.
So that's 75 days that you're committing to taking care of these plants before you see growth.
I'm going to continue to weed them, and I'm going to keep my...
Maintenance in them?
Yes.
Right on.
I'm going to do a good job. It's going to look good,
Pictures
and I'm
are
going
didn't
to...
happen.
Yeah. Do you guys want pictures of my sunflowers as they're growing?
No.
I will share pictures. If you share your goals and come back in 2 weeks and tell us how it went.
We will also touch base next week. A little overview of how ours are going. We won't take too much time on that.
Hi, Ureli.
Beller. How do you... Oh. That one actually showed up.
Oh, right here it says who's watching. We've got Corey.
Yeah.
Hello. Samantha. And Ureli.
Hello, guys. I like this. This is... man, technology. The things you can do with it these days. I feel like I've taken it for granted and haven't learned as much as I could to be able to do the things you can with it.
But it's accessible for everyone.
It is.
So
And somebody always knows something. Teach me something else.
try to make it a Wednesday, 7 p.m. so it would be doable for most people. But I feel the chaos in my life, so
I feel that.
if you can't make it here, we'll come to you.
We do come to you. Yeah,
Yes.
I guess that's it, guys. Like that's pretty much what we have for all of this. We've talked about manifesting, we've talked about goal setting, but I really do encourage you to, at the very least, think about goals that you want to set. If doing said goal just seems too overwhelming, then just think about one goal, and maybe for the next week, keep it on your mind and toy with it. How would you go about it? Don't worry about the restrictors. Don't worry about the things that don't make it possible in your life. Those are there right now because of your perspective, because of what you're choosing to recognize in your life at this time. And it's not to put that in some I don't see you, you don't exist. But those things, that seem like that present a challenge to you, if it's not something that's in your power right now, then there's no reason to put any energy into it. You let that go. You just focus on the things about your goal that you do think are achievable at this point in time. And just let your mind wander.
What would you like your life to look like? What are some things that you can point out that you would like to achievably change?
And we're not talking like end goals either. Like, what's one thing in your life right now that you would like to change? That you have the power to change.
And then take it through the whole SMART filter.
And if you can do that, or as you do that, and you start picking up more things that you want to change, that you feel are in your power.
We're
you
practicing. We're practicing
Yeah,
goal setting.
yeah, you
We're
will see
practicing
it.
manifesting.
It'll build
So
on
if it
itself.
doesn't happen now, that's okay. We'll find a way to make it happen.
Can't expect perfection in
That's
the first
the point
go.
of this. We're going to do it together. Even if you're not commenting or interacting with the group, that's okay. You're looking. I'm in your head.
I see you.
You're thinking about it. So just keep it in the back of your mind.
You know, okay, she talked about chaos. So you're early, and it's talked about in this video earlier, but the thing about chaos being in your world right now, like Whitney said earlier, if you just sit back and watch it unfold, that doesn't mean you don't do anything about it, but you bide your time and watch it. See the patterns that are playing out. Notice how you're reacting to the patterns that are playing out. And you will start to change how you react to the patterns. The patterns will start to change. You will start to see things develop differently. You know?
So I saw somebody earlier this week, and this came up, and it just, oh, I'm going to say it. I'm so excited. So somebody we know, I saw, and she said that her life was very chaotic, and she was so tired, and I feel that. And I'm just going to relate real quick. Like, when you get so chaotic in your life, and you feel everybody coming to you, and they're asking you to do stuff, or you have to do all these other things, and there's just so much going on. Perspective, babe. It's main character energy. You are the main character. You're the hero in the story. Everybody's coming to you because you're the person. You can hold the things. You can do the things. You're so good at it. It's because you're the main character. Find the joy in it. Find the joy in it. I know not everything is perfect. It's the small little things. And then think about what you would like to change to find more joy.
And remember, you teach people how to treat you.
Mm.
You
Boundaries.
you allow what others are going to do. How you react to situations gives people an idea of how to interact with you in further instances. It's okay to say no. You are not responsible for other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions, reactions. Anytime somebody reacts to something that you say, do, or have an opinion on, they are emotionally telling you where they are at. They are letting you know their own level of understanding in that thing. And when you look at it from that perspective, you'll know whether or not it's something that's worth your energy. Sometimes the hard no is what's needed. Other times it's compromise.
We are all self-centered. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is our perspective. I can see what I can see. I can try my best to see how he sees it. But I'm over here. It's my perspective.
So, yeah, just remember that. Like, you have the power to make things happen the way you want. But you gotta let go of what people think. You gotta let go of caring about how people react to you. Like, as long as you are emotionally affected by what others are doing, you're giving a little bit of your power over to them. And you're allowing it to dwell in that energy. So you've got to let go of needing that validation or having that
Validate
validation.
yourself.
Yes.
Validate yourself. It is not what other people. Yes, girl, you have the power. Validate yourself. I am amazing. I'm amazing. Because I said so. I think so.
I
And I don't really care what you think.
But remember, I am statements are strong. You are literally like, I am tired. Your brain automatically says, okay, he thinks he's tired. Let's make him tired. You know, I am hungry. I am this. I am that. Like, I am statements. Whether we realize it or not, we use them more than we realize. And that is part of, going back to perspective. That's part of everything that you're doing is remembering. Like, your mind state is where
the power.
Yeah, and your mind state is where it's at. Everything starts in the mind.
And it's part of manifesting.
Yep.
Filtering through. Don't give other people the power over you.
And it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to be angry at somebody because they didn't react the way you thought they were going to react. You don't need to retaliate, don't act emotionally. Your emotions are there for you to see where you are at. They're not there to make choices for you. So take the time to reflect and feel those feelings before moving forward with whatever you want to have come out of
Be
your
your
mouth.
best friend.
Yeah, that too.
Reflect on those feelings and be your best friend. Allow yourself to feel them as you were venting to your friend. It's okay to get emotional. It's okay to be angry. Let the anger out
Yeah, say
in a
the
healthy
things.
manner.
Say the things you need to say. You don't need to say them directly to that person. And here's the thing is, once you've said them out loud to yourself, when you've given yourself that validation, you'll have a better understanding of what you're really mad about, and whether it's worth going back to that person and talking about, or if it's something that really just needed to be recognized by self and it's over, And then you save a lot of energy because you're not fighting with everybody.
Yes.
What?
What changes do you want in your life? What goals do you want to set? What'll make you feel better? What brings you excitement? What brings you an ounce of joy? It's worth it.
And step into it. Find that joy.
Be open to the
Start
changes
making it.
that it would
Yes.
make to your life. If it's uncomfortable, if it's different, it's new.
And here's the beautiful thing. If you're feeling restricted in an area, like you can't move forward, like you don't think you can start the goal, if you start doing the things, the doors will either open or they won't. Things will fall into place to take care of the things that are a current restriction. And if they don't fall away, then that's not where your energy needs to be, and you redirect yourself a different direction.
Absolutely nothing that is meant for you will require you to compromise your integrity,
Yep.
lower your energy, or abandon your values and boundaries.
Be
Oh.
like water. Water doesn't stop when it hits a wall. It goes around the wall. It goes under the wall, it goes over the wall, or it will eventually burrow through the wall. But point being is that you don't need to be stuck there. If you're feeling stuck and you've done a lot and things are still not progressing, then it's just time to take a step back and
Let go.
reevaluate.
Observe.
And
You'll
find
go
that
where you
flow.
need to go.
Find the symphony in your chaos. And then you get to direct it.
Yes.
And I think that's all I
Alright,
have.
guys. So here, next week, we will touch a little bit on some goals that we may have set. And then in 2 weeks, we will absolutely check in with all you guys and
Talk about progress and
hopefully,
discoveries and all those other great things. And remember, you don't have to hold to the SMART acronym. It's just one example of goal setting. So if it doesn't speak to you, find something that does. And let us know.
and drop a comment if you want to talk about something different or something specific.
Feel
Thank
free
you
to
for
reach out.
interacting. We were able to see this time when you guys,
Yes, this was
commented.
a much better go around.
yes.
Computers for life. All right. With that, we say adieu.
Have a blessed week, guys.